You have a lot of men who say they know a lot about women. But I am here to show you that the world is not educated on deep level of knowledge when it comes to the woman and to the holy marijuana, ganja. Now, I am delightful to show you the art of meditation and how to penetrate and enter into the spiritual world and thus have direct telepathic communication with God. My ingredients for this meditation is divine sex, ganja, the holy marijuana, divine love for God, which is the thirst and hunger for knowledge and truth. Now, after divine sex or tantric sex with the woman you are deeply connected to, the woman you are deeply in love with, there is a spiraling vortex of energy at the base of the spine known as the serpentine energy or the kundalini energy during sexual intercourse with the woman, because the vagina is the place of enlightenment. When the man inserts his penis inside the vagina, it helps to activate or awaken this kundalini energy or serpentine energy. When using the marijuana or ganja, after you have inhaled, hold for about 5 seconds and allow it to penetrate in the blood. Then slowly release. As the pineal gland, which is the third eye, or in other words, the inner eye, becomes penetrated and activated, this kundalini energy runs up the 32 vertebrae of the backbone up to the pineal gland, which is the all-seeing eye of God. After this has taken place, you can feel this ecstasy when you have started to find out that you are communicating with God. You can feel this ecstasy, this bliss, unlike anything ever felt before. As you can feel this kundalini energy penetrating through the heart chakra, which is through the chest, coming up to the pineal gland, your whole entire being will be consumed by a deep state of tranquility, peace, and divine love. After which you start to feel the rapid vibratory rate of the body going up to a higher frequency, and thereby you start to hear the voice of God. Now, after you began hearing the voice of God, you want to hold the head still in the light, hold the head still as possible, and start to look within yourself without looking outwards. So you are going to not use the 2 physical eyes, even though you don't have to shut them. You are going to use the third eye or the inner eye, which is within you, to see in the spiritual world, because God is not outside of you or separate from you. God is within you. So therefore the spiritual world, or in other words, heaven, is within you. So you have to look within yourself by not using these 2 physical eyes. So you don't have to shut them, or you don't have to sit in any particular position or location. It can be anywhere. Mine started under the star apple tree in my backyard when I began hearing the voice of God, using the ganja and the sex with the woman I was deeply in love with. So what you want to do now is to look within you, turn your attention inwards and focus the energy at the center of the forehead, which is the pineal gland, and look deep within you. Keep still as possible and silent, and then you can feel the third eye like a twinkling star vibrating in the middle region, just above the 2 eyebrows. And you can feel a sense of oneness and both worlds coming into one. Then you can access the spiritual world, the world of light. And then knowledge starts to download inside of the body, or inside of the cells or DNA. And this is how the ancients have communicated with God in the past. Many people are skeptical that you cannot communicate with God. But I've done it before. We have shown people how to access the spiritual world. And I can hereby show you how to connect deep down within yourself using the woman. So the religions of the world, most of the religions of the world teach that the way how they put men as if they are higher or inferior, superior to women. But I don't want to go too much deep knowledge about it right now, but I'm going to show you some things. And then in other videos to come, I'll take you to deeper levels when it comes to women. So the woman, without the woman, you cannot directly tap into the source or communicate with God. I found out that without sex with the woman, you cannot hear the voice of God, because the woman has to activate the serpentine energy, the life force, the kundalini energy, the serpent fire, the serpent power within the body, and activates this serpent power so it can rise up to the lamp of God, which is the pineal gland. So this is where woman comes in, and in tantric sex, the practitioner always use a woman to stimulate the sexual area to awaken the kundalini energy. Then they can go off into meditation, because sex gives you a lighter, refined feeling. So therefore, when you use the ganja, it helps to even refine the body even furthermore and subdue the physical senses. So the ear become deaf to the things of the physical world. The eyes become blind to the things of the physical world. But the inner sense, or the sixth sense, or the inner eye, the pineal gland, becomes activated and can become a sensor which can use to communicate directly with God and pull down knowledge and wisdom to the physical dimension. So this is the art of meditation. By sitting quietly in any secluded area and by having sexual intercourse with the woman. So woman must know their worth, because they are the key to enlighten the men and wake up the world. So without the women, we cannot ascend up to a higher level. So the churches and the politicians, what they should be emphasizing is the power of the woman to even curb violence. Because imagine what the world would be without woman. Woman is what subdue the heart of men and refine the heart of men and takes away that wrath and violence out of the world. So my way of communicating with God is using tantric sex and the ganja to increase the vibratory rate of God to a higher level. There are many powerful knowledge that I know when it comes to the ganja, but that is for another video. But what they are saying that ganja makes you mad, nothing goes like that. The thing is that the spiritual world is opposite or upside down to this world. So you will hear of, for example, say the sky is blue. And when you meditate and go over into the spiritual world, the spirit is going to say, no, the sky is not blue. It's only a reflection that causes it to be blue. But if you should look with the pineal gland, you will find out that the sky probably has many different colors. But for people hearing this for the first time, will say that this guy is crazy. But really and truly, it is because both worlds are upside down to each other. So people who meditate come back down with things which is opposite to how the things which are being taught in this world. It is opposite to what you have found out when you have an out-of-body experience and go up into the spiritual world. So during meditation, you cannot see it with the physical eyes. But with the spiritual eye, you can see a halo or sun disk around the head of enlightened beings. Now, this inner sun around the head is what will burn up or enlighten this world. And we are at the brink of this happening. The solar flare or the truth of God, which is the sun or halo around the head of Messianic beings, and the solar flare is the truth coming out of the mouth onto the world to cleanse the world, to purify the world, because this world needs purification. So that is where we get the ancients used to say that hell is in the sky, because the sun is going to come down on us and burn up the earth. So you have ancient people used to afraid of the sun coming down and burning up the earth. So around the head of enlightened beings, there is an invisible sun which shall empower and enlighten this world. What most people don't know is that other than for just reproduction and pleasure, sex serves higher purpose. And this higher purpose is to use sex to awaken the Christ consciousness of yourself. So sex serves deeper and more divine purpose other than just for pleasure and procreation. In fact, having sex and using and combining it with meditation, it helps to refine the spirit and allow the spirit to access higher dimensions of pleasure, making you a multi-orgasmic being which can know just about anything. So we can be all-knowing just by using the sexual force of creation or of life and meditation to access reservoirs of infinite knowledge and wisdom to enlighten this world. I recently had a vision where I see sparks, rainbow sparks, like different colors of light in the sky, lighting up the sky like lightning. Then I saw a fire consuming Jamaica. Where you see the Caribbean Sea, there is this invisible fire consuming the whole island. And I saw that this fire was going to spread to Miami. And I saw a white woman on the phone panicking that the fire was going to spread to Miami. So the spiritual fire, which is the invisible fire, which is the fire of purification and enlightenment, the place where it is going to begin is here in Jamaica. So Jamaica will be the place of righteousness, the place of spirituality, the place where melanated beings tap in and communicate with God. So no matter how dark it seems, or no matter how depressing things get, what is going to happen is that Jamaica will be consumed by a spiritual fire, and this fire will be of the Lord. For a free PDF copy of my book, email me at doranbrown78@yahoo.com.